Okay, stream should be up, YouTube should be up, and you guys can go watch it right now. Make sure it's good. Is it live? Someone let me know if they can see it live. It says it's live for me. I'm trying to get the YouTube up first. I just want them recorded so we can go back and fact check everything I say. Hold on. Oh, here's the link. Someone let me know if they can see it live. Oh, it's not listed. It's hold on, let me make it public. That's why we can't see it. There we go. Should be good. Cool. All right, we're live. Wait, hold on. Let me drop the fucking YouTube link. There. Yeah, let me turn this mic down. Hello, testing. Boom. Oh, yeah, that's too high. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna go over what pretty much happened since I streamed last night. Generally, we don't have to restream this fast, but when we talk about something happening and then it happens within 12 hours, we kind of got to go over it. So let's go over exactly what happened, and then let's go over what you guys should be doing if you didn't watch the stream. If you watched the stream, you should know exactly what we're doing right now. If you didn't, you're probably a tad bit confused here. First things first, where is it? Tether dominance, now all-time highs, right? Yesterday had the highest daily close of all time. Today we now have all-time highs with a massive move to the upside, over 14% change in Tether dominance. So there you go. Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while. I sound like a broken record as I keep bringing up Tether dominance and the signal it gives on the market. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was sitting at these levels, and now you have all-time high dominance since the last stream. It's still really bad. However, the great thing about this is normally these massive spikes, they tend to slide back a little bit as people redeploy back into the market temporarily. And the great thing about this is we're at the exact point we talked about yesterday where you should be redeploying anyways. Let's clean this up to show you guys. Let's go over the first play first in the morning. So we had 3 different zones that we talked about yesterday. The first one was the fair value gap that was a part of the CME futures gap fill back in January, the one that took 6 months to fill after it was created. We still had a bunch of orders laying right underneath this wick, and we took entries here, I want to say like 7 a.m. or something. Took entries here. We had profits fairly quickly. Definitely not enough to ever take profits out of or even move the stops break even, maybe 1.5% max here. Ended up getting stopped out of this. Our stop losses were right below this blue zone because the event is, as soon as this zone gets cleared, it means all the demand has been absorbed and the supply is overwhelming it. This means that you want to get out of this trade as continuation to the downside is inevitable. Same thing with this blue zone here. This was another daily fair value gap that we had previously, and we'll go over that. We actually didn't trade this one. I wasn't even online to see this one, but price came into the zone. As you can see, demand filled very fast. However, you got to really focus on the wicks here because the wicks are going to tell you the entire story. If you have wicks that come out of your zone, it is going to mean that all of the demand was absorbed and supply is going to continually overwhelm it again. Thankfully though, this zone and the main zone we talked about, the last one, which was at that 30K level, which was the do or die level, was literally right below it within about 3%. So practically the same zone at this point. The discrepancy between prices isn't too much, especially since it happened within a 2-hour time frame, right? So the zone, if anyone played it, you probably got paid fairly fast, right? 2% move to the upside, just like the previous demand zone. So we're able to mark clear zones that we're finding demand, right? But between the zones, it moves very fast, and it worked down to the downside, gave you the follow through, and it finally filled the main target that we're looking at. And I'll show you guys exactly how. This is like literal pinpoint to the, perfect. I actually probably couldn't have done any more perfectly than this. Take the bottom of this candle. I'm gonna take the open of the candle, and this should be our literal Pico bottom wick where the demand was filled. As you can see here, $30,314, almost perfectly to the midpoint of that order block on the daily time frame. And this is where you should be deploying, right? I said that markets are still risk off until we get to these levels where I think fuel is. Do I even have the marker? Let me check the previous ones. I think this was on CME. Yeah, here it is. I told you guys, in order for us to find any type of relief, we need fuel for that relief, right? And the fuel was laying at that last down move before the entire bull cycle started for that 69K all-time high. We tapped into the demand zone. We already had a major reaction. I don't know how much it was. I would assume it was 4 or 5%. As soon as this zone got tapped, we made, hold on, we gotta go back here. Let's check this. This will tell you also how much demand there was, right? Depending on how volatile the move was in a short period of time. Yeah, a 5% move. I mean, the demand is there, and people have started buying immediately. And you guys probably saw that Duquam started buying as well with the Terra Luna reserves. I think we talked about this yesterday as well. UST is probably still depegged. I don't know how. Oh yeah, it's still depegged. So for those of you that are in Luna, and particularly that are in the Anchor protocol, this is probably a very scary sight for you guys. The depeg is now 6%. Yeah, about 6% on the depeg. So I'm not going to go too much into Luna and what's going on with Luna and the depeg. You guys can go read more about that. If you are in the Anchor protocol though, I would say, like I said yesterday, it is risk off time, or you are stacking cash as much as you can. It's not really redeployment time for that asset class, but I do think it's redeployment time for Bitcoin, because last night, we'll go exactly where was the stream last night? Right here. This is where we streamed last night. And we are down. Oh wait, no, this is wrong. I think this is it. 1200, 1300, 1600. Yeah, this is exactly what the stream was. I said in the stream last night, go check it. We still have about a 10 to 11% downside move with 2 different demand zones in between that can give quick bounces as they did. Not enough bounce for us to actually be able to take advantage of. 1.5%, really not enough for you to take profits off of unless you're highly leveraged in that particular situation. But 12 hours, 10% down move, even 11% down move into the demand that we're looking for. Now you're in redeployment phase, right? We've already, Glacier already sent out his, and perfectly as he did, thank God I wasn't online when this happened, but Glacier sent out his signal at the literal perfect time. It actually couldn't have gone any better than this. I want to post this right here. This was at the exact level that you wanted to start buying at as well.
Excuse me?
Right here. So pretty much perfect. If you have Glacier's entries, I do think that this is like a really good hold, especially if you're like fairly, if you are fairly highly leveraged, right? I know some of you are absolute degens. You can take profits. I think it's a 2% move or something so far, but this is pretty much the perfect entry that you wanted. This is within the demand zone of that 30K range I was talking about. And now you're in a redeployment time. Now I think fear greed is almost at 0 at this point. And now you want to start buying the fear. I do think that if we do get any type of retest within the zone, the best possible entries that you can find are going to be below the 0.5 level. This is pure discount, right? A sweep below this into the lower side of the order block's demand, which is going to be between 29,800 and 30,300. In between here, I really think this is the best point, right? Because this is going to give you the best premium discount and the best risk to reward, as your stop out is going to be right below the same level, right? You can stop out even right below 29,800. I'll be maybe discrepancy of about $200. Yeah, this is what I would do. You start getting out below 29,650. But this is pure discount, and this is where sweep the lows, scare the entire market again, and then the accumulation can start in pure discount, and then you can have the markup phase. Also, there's a lot of volatility on these low time frames. I think we all know this. One great thing about this is scalps are going to be extra valuable right now, as there's a ton of liquidity trading. I'll show you this. I'll take this one off to not confuse you guys, but I was watching this move right before I had to leave and go pick something up. I was going to stream, but you get this massive markup, right? A markup of almost 1.5% in 1 minute. So this is a massive market order purchase, and it leaves this massive gap between the previous closed candle and the candle that closed after it. Between this gap is the demand zone at which orders still lie. There's still a ton of limit orders that sit within this. This is where you want to find entries, and the more liquidity in the market, the more reliable that this signal is going to give you. As you can see, I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. Well over almost a 2% move within 1 hour off of a major, right off of the major Bitcoin. Oh no, am I not streaming in the Discord?
No.
Oh, my bad. Whatever, the YouTube's going, so if you don't see the video in here, you could have easily went to the YouTube that's live right now. It's live in the Discord now. But that's where we're at. Literally within 12 hours, almost everything we talked about came true. Beautiful to see this. This is why we had to go live, because now we're in the situation where we got to be in redeployment. You got to be aggressive buyer now. Last night I literally said, we're not buying equity. This is not the time. There is still significant downside risk. 12 hours later, look at the fucking chart. Look what happened. A 10% downside risk. If you were to buy anything yesterday, your net worth is significantly less today. Now, what is the goal in trading? Well, I'm gonna buy when everyone else is completely fucking scared, right? Especially right now. There was a Twitter poll that I posted earlier. At 90% of the market, 90% of retail participants in the market are still fully deployed in the market and not in staples, right? This is when I say that this tether dominance chart is one of the most important signifiers of the market. You need to be following this, bet on the fastest horse, and the fastest horse right now is following this chart, right? This is what the whales are doing. We don't give a fuck what your friend Freddie from high school is buying, right? He's probably texting you freaking about the crypto market. Forget about Freddie, right? Focus on what the actual market is doing and where the real money is going. Your friend Freddie and John are pushing the market, the market cap of Tether up, a percent, right? Market cap of Tether is up 14% since I talked to you guys about this last night. And this is where we're focusing, and this is why I told you guys to not buy yesterday, and now we're in the event that we're going to start buying today. You have discounts on every single asset in every market. I want to say probably nothing of significance is up today. We have Waves, Ponzi coin, and nothing else. What is this, Bitcoin longs? Yeah, Bitcoin longs on Bitfinex, and that's it. Everything else under. So you're welcome for getting you guys to wait. You now have complete discounts, 20%. What is the worst? Luna, 30%. Oh my God. Massive discounts, and this is in a single day here since daily close of yesterday. Over 30% discount on Luna. Absolutely everything discounted. Another 20% for you guys just for waiting 12 hours. And there you go. You're in redeployment period now, right? If you have Glacier's longs, I think they're fantastic. I think they're great holds. If you're over leveraged, you should understand when you're over leveraged. Take your profits faster than others. For those that have been doing great the past 3 months and not blowing their accounts, trying to trade on 50x on tiny dips, right? Or trying to buy every dip with their equity port, and you're slowly crying inside. Yeah, you're taking profits a little bit sooner than everyone else. If you've been following us to a T, yeah, we're holding these a little bit longer. And if we get into this discount range, which is a sweep below these lows that were created, yeah, it's deployment time even heavier. So that is everything, boys. 12 hours. We stream about the market dipping. The market dips. We stream about tether dominance being the most dangerous thing right now. It's up 14% of the day. What else do you guys want? What else do you guys want? It really couldn't have played out any better than it did last night. Really could not have been any better. Legacy markets also down pretty bad today. I don't want to talk stocks with you guys because I know 90% of you are trading crypto, so we won't get into stocks too much, but another down day across legacy markets. Yeah, massive gap down, almost 3% on S&P. All right, I'm gonna go through you guys' questions now. Let me take this off. I don't see any questions. What would you deploy into for spot, if any? Majors. Probably want to focus on any of the shit coins. I think one of the hero story plays is going to be Luna. Unfortunately, I haven't done enough research into the Luna UST peg and exactly what's going to occur. So I'm not exactly sure how Duquam is expected to fix this problem, but I think one of the probably highest reward plays is longs on Luna. However, the reward may be very high, but I think the risk is even higher. So stick with ETH, stick with Bitcoin. I probably won't even look at anything. I probably won't look at any alts. Maybe AVAX, maybe Sol, maybe some of the majors. But I'll definitely just be focused on Bitcoin because I think you need to focus where the liquidity is, and the liquidity is trading majors. And you can check this by the dominance on Bitcoin right now as well. I mean, Bitcoin dominance rose. Yeah, we had a 1% move in dominance today. So this is also just a indicative that we should be focusing on majors and probably not your favorite shitcoin. Could we get a word on ENS? I think ENS. I talked about ENS last night, if you're in the stream. ENS was very close to breaking. It already broke it. Yeah, I told you guys. As soon as ENS breaks this, previously this was a higher low. As soon as it broke this, the structure, or the previous bullish structure, was failed. Even this one too. This one is a little bit softer because it didn't produce the extra high, but this one for sure. So yeah, $14 already broke on ENS. The bullish structure is done there. I mean, we have no ENS. I have absolutely no ENS right now. We started selling ENS at whatever the fuck the last play was. 1749. 1749 was our last play, and we had taken full profits on that already. So not in ENS one bit right now. Let me check YouTube for comments. What's going on, everyone? Will you check SQ? So I don't want to go over I don't want to go over stocks right now, but I will take. We did it yesterday. I did not go over. I didn't go over you guys' altcoin choice. I told you guys at the end I didn't want to take altcoin choices because, please, some of you need to go back and listen to what I say. It's so funny how this all lined up. I said I don't want to take any altcoin suggestions because 90% of them I don't want to buy, and lo and fucking behold, all your altcoins that you probably would have suggested to me would have been down, 15-20% today. So hopefully you didn't buy. What are the other questions? Yo, Chief, about not taking every breakout trade that you seem, being more selective highs. What other prerequisite do you have for trade? So he said, someone in YouTube said, you talked about not taking every breakout trade you see, being more selective, higher hit rate. What other prereqs do you have for the trade to be considered good? So there's an absolutely very basic, easy variable to determine whether or not you should be opening a trade versus like comparing two different trades. One of the key components for all trades is the amount of confluences that you have, right? The amount of bias you have for the amount of bias you have for a certain direction, right? If you have 3, 4, 5, 6 different things, like so say you have 6 different confluences, that price will move in a certain direction and only maybe 1 to 2 confluences for the opposite directional bias. That's a good sign that you should probably take that trade, right? You have triple the amount of, let's say bullish confluences versus the bearish confluences that you have for your directional bias. That's a great trade that you should take, right? In the event that you do have maybe, let's say 2 bullish confluences and 2 bearish confluences for the trade, I wouldn't take that trade, right? I mean, the risk would probably be 1-to-1. It wouldn't be worth your time, right? You want to be very confident within the trade, and your confidence is going to come from more confluences for the directional bias of your choice. I hope that helped. That's like the most baseline thing that you should be starting out with is, how many reasons do I have right now in order to take this long position? If it's more than 5, I think it's a great idea. But if you also have 5 bearish confluences and you're kind of at a stalemate, don't take the trade, right? Confidence would be low at that point. It's 1-to-1. And you have the same amount of reasons to go short than you do to go long. You have no edge there, right? Your edge is sharpened by the amount of confluences you have in the opposite directional bias, right? Okay, so we went over, I want to say that's everything. There's not much else we had to go over. Yeah, that's it, guys. We're in redeployment phase. We are in longs, Bitcoin longs. I didn't need to put them out. Glacier already sent them out. The breakout comment is definitely me, leading to overtrading, etc. as just going by the setup hasn't been enough to yield a high hit rate for me at least. Yeah, so I mean, we could probably find, you look at all these wicks, for example, we could probably find several different trades within these different zones. Maybe there wasn't enough confluences in that certain zone for me to take that trade. But again, take for example the amount of trades I've taken this month. I'm at what? 10? I'm at 10 trades. I don't trade that much. But I have a very high win rate because I like taking trades that I have a lot of confluence for and I'm very confident in. If I, there's a saying, it's a trade like a sniper out of a machine gun. You'll see some guys with, 3-4 times the amount of trades I have, but, with a 60 or a 70% win rate, right? I trade less and I make more. It depends on what you want to do. If you're someone who really enjoys the thrill of being in a trade all the time, I would say that's probably a very toxic trait to begin with, but try to trade a little bit less and increase your standards for yourself, right? It's like when you go out to find, you're trying to pick up girls, right? Increase your fucking standards, right? You could probably go pick up all the girls you want. Let's not do that. Let's increase our standards a bit and only pick up quality. That's what we're doing with trades here. We're increasing our standards for what it takes to trigger us to enter a trade, right? Increase your standards. Let's not pick up all the bras in the trade. Let's pick up the best, right? It's very simple here. I'd rather trade less and make more, right? It's less time trading. We shouldn't be at our computer the whole time. Would you rather have a higher win rate, trade less and make more money, or have the thrill of the trade and try picking up every single trade you see? And again, this works differently for different styles. My style is definitely more, I love swing trading. This has been my method for a very long time. I love holding trades for a longer period of time to net a higher percentage of the trade or make a little bit more than I would have if I had scalped the trade. Normally someone who differs from my trading strategy and is scalping, right? Like we can go down to this lower time frame and they're entering a trade here, entering a short, long, they'll make a bunch of money, right? The win rate will be a lot lower, but it may work for them. So I'm not saying that my strategy of taking, raising my standards for my trades and entering less trades is better, even though I do think it is, but it might not be better for you. You might want to, have a different subset of rules for your trades to enter. But I hope that helped. So is it going to be more like a reversal in the beginning of a bull run? All right, so I shouldn't say, even though I'm saying that we're at deployment period, We are indeed at the deployment period where I think dips, I'll go back again, dips below the wick low is where you get in that premium discount. This is let's call it a 4 to 5% dip here. That's a nice little premium. That's a nice little premium on discount, discount on premium to start buying again. This is where the demand is. This level has never been tested before. This is the first time the level was tested. And as we tested the level, we sat within here for maybe 1 hour and we immediately got out of it. I don't think it's going to be the beginning of a bull run, specifically because of tether dominance being at a breakout. I mean, I don't want to say tether dominance hit an ascending triangle on us, but it did break out and we're at all-time highs, and it's a little scary to see this. There is going to be a few components that will change the thesis for a bull run to start again, which would be a decimation, and yes, a fairly large decimation of tether dominance. I would say we would have to see over 25 to 30% downside here to really change our minds about what the whales are going to be doing in the markets, or what institutions are choosing to do right now. So I think that, as I said last time, micro bounce, still macro bear. Unfortunately, we really can't come to any point and say that we are macro bull again until, and you guys are going to hate this. You guys are going to hate this. I mean, you need well over, your first high is going to be here. You need well over to start. You need a 15 to 20% move to the upside. And truthfully, you need over almost a 30% move to change to macro bull. So we are nowhere near swapping back into a high time frame bullish structure. Whoever tells you we're high time frame bullish is a fucking idiot. And you should DM me who they are so I can clown them on Twitter. This is an extremely bearish structure, and no one else can say that it is anything else but bearish right now. You have a long way to go until you break key structures to actually formulate the opinion that macro can change to the bull structure. So I do think this is micro bounce, small bounces. We still have, where is the gap again? We'll talk about the gap, because as much as I do think the gap is becoming insignificant here, we'll keep it charted just so we have an understanding of, what is this, 34,450? 34,450. This is where the gap is. I'm just going to put this on my chart so we actually understand this. What the move is going to be severe. I'm not saying that this is going to hit, but you have a 10% move just to fill gap. Gaps do fill. I said this yesterday. I mean, it took 6 months for the last gap to fill. So just have it charted so we know, because in the event that this gap fills, like I said yesterday, I made a little arrows. In the event that this gap does fill, it means continuation of the downside. Just as it did before, when this gap filled, right? 6 months, there's gap fills, continuation of the upside markup, and then you broke a ton of relevant highs. So you got a bearish gap, it fills, it's actually good you should put this on charts, because at this point you're getting out of a lot of trades. You are taking profits on a 10% move, roughly 14% move to the upside there. Perfect. All right, that's it. Is there any questions? We had to clear this up. I told you guys not to buy yesterday. You're fucking welcome. Now I'm saying that we are now buyers currently. We are buyers now currently. And unfortunately the range is a little big for where you become buyer. 4 to 5% move to the downside is like max where you become buyers. And then as soon as you start breaking out of the zone, let me check if this is correct. This might be a little off. Hold on, let me make this perfect. This is fine. So this is gonna be perfect. We're buyers right now. And the longs we've got in are very profitable. 2% move to the upside. I guess not very profitable, but 20%. If I assume you guys are not using more than 10x here. But potential loss, 4%. 30,000 again, like yesterday, 30,000 is the point where you get final discount, swept lows, and then the accumulation can begin from there. Let's see if we are looking at, I don't know if we're testing a bearish structure right now or not. We've already tested it. Yeah, we've already tested this one. So this is just liquidity pool to liquidity. I mean, it's fuel to fuel, and you're just trying to find somewhere where you can feel a potential move in either direction. This down move, right, after the evening star, produced this down move, also produced a fair value gap that when retested will continue the trend here. And that's exactly what's happening. We do have some decent, actually I don't think we do have any major gaps to the downside here that weren't already tested. No, we have no more. So the goal is going to be for a continuation of the upside is getting above 31,600. Above 31,600, you would have filled this decently large fair value gap, and then I think continuation starts from there. And then we'll come up to these, higher time frame. Yeah, 3% move is fine. We'll come up to the higher time frame bearish blocks where the next fuel for the downside can potentially be. Yeah, the Luna DPEG was almost identical to how the waves played out. Someone said, absolutely brutal market. The rug was from the feds. I mean, man, it's brutal if you're not positioned correctly. If you were in the stream last night, you were positioned correctly, and at least you were longing. You might not have been shorting, but you definitely weren't longing into this potential massive dip. So it's a brutal market if you're not positioned correctly. And that's it, guys. That's 30 minutes. I said last time I wanted to end this in 30 minutes, and we're landing it right on the head right now. So remember, we still have a little bit of this gap here to fill. I don't think it's enough though. I think this entire gap, which was fuel, right, which was major points of fuel, was already used. You got a tiny bit at the bottom, as you can see, that wasn't filled. A tiny bit doesn't it. I mean, if this knife falls through this, that's not enough. This isn't enough demand to hold up that overwhelm supply. But again, if you see this, sweep the lows. Remember, this is a point in time where I do think getting aggressive is going to prove to be a little bit more fruitful than it would have last night. Okay, any last questions? There's a bunch of people in here right now for what, 3 p.m. So we get in Bitcoin longs ASAP or set limits 30,600. You could do, or I'll tell you exactly where I would. At 30,600 again, I don't know if this holds up. As you can see, the wicks are very important when it comes to these gaps, and it's pretty much gapped and filled all of the demand. Our entries weren't even this low either. Our entries were at what, 30,008? Oh, my phone's dead, so I can't even open up Binance. But our entries were somewhere within here at these lows right here. It's about to come up to our entries as well. So remember, sweep of the lows, the best possible point to find those entries is sweep of the lows. It's still about a 4% drop from current price. Let me set an alert. Let me set an alert here. I need to add this. Because once this hits, right, you got to get a little bit aggressive. We'll leave this here because this is going to help us. Looks like, yeah, I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to set my alert right on top of this green line, which is, as soon as this breaks, this is just going to be that the mid zone of the daily order block broke, and then you're in pure discount. And obviously we would love to buy discount and sell into potential premium later on. That's going to be the goal. If you already didn't get into, I mean, he didn't send them that long ago. 12:20, this was 3 hours ago. Okay, it was a little bit ago. 3 hours ago, the long signal was already sent. So if you didn't already make money on the long signal, you definitely have a better opportunity coming up very shortly, potentially today. I would guess that it happens today. The amount of volatility going on, I think all the algos are activated. They're all trading right now. Potentially you'll get your discount. And also this is a very low risk zone, right? It's a very low risk zone. If you were entering right near 30K, you'll be risking less than 29, let's call it 29,700 would be the stop range. Again, like this is the beauty of waiting and being patient, because you get such low risk entries. Like the first play we had today, sure, it got stopped out, but it was such a low risk play, it didn't matter whatsoever. It was what, 1.7% max? Beautiful R&R, right? Beautiful. You can take those all day long. This would be the exact same way. Your max risk would be maybe 2% if you're taking entries at the literal mid zone here. All right, boys. I don't see any other questions. Let's kill this stream before it goes over 40 minutes. You guys gotta tell me when I get towards this 30-minute mark. We gotta start cutting the streams down. Anyways, happy Monday. Congrats if you followed the stream yesterday. The amount of money saved from not longing at those highs definitely saved you a lot of money. So later tonight, we do have a stream from Casper that will be in, give it 3 hours. 3 hours from now, Casper will hop on. Casper will be doing TA for your guys' altcoins. Let me wait for, I'll give the altcoins to him. So in about 3 hours from now, Casper will be doing a stream. Go and give him your altcoins of choice. I'll probably show up to that one. Shorter streams equal more streams. Yes, also, I don't think there's any reason for me to do hour streams anymore. I feel like half of you guys tune out and fucking forget what I'm saying. Like half of you might have left the stream yesterday before like I gave you the final synopsis of what we're doing. And then those people who left might have longed and got decimated. I think 30 minutes is a good amount of time to hold all your attention spans and give you the information you need to digest it faster. An hour is a little too far. Again, happy Monday, guys. Casper's coming on later, so you guys get blessed with 2 streams today. I'll post up. I see some guys asking what are my main coins to buy. I'll post up what main coins to buy is. Again, this zone has been tested for, we only have 3 hours, so this is very baby, very new stream. We've only been here for 3 hours right now. The structure really isn't formed. I would love to see, 2-3 days of structure, right? Where we have something else to play out. Right now, this is baby fresh, right? The structure was just born. So I can't really say what all my favorite coins are going to be to buy, because as soon as Bitcoin forms a structure that I think is bullish and we have some type of confirmation of that, then that's when I go into the altcoin market and I try to find, the top 10, top 15 list again on what I think the best buys are going to be. So until that happens, I really can't give you guys the best list because I don't have it ready, right? Until I'm fully convinced that we do have some type of bottom here in Bitcoin, potentially the goal would be to sweep the lows and then a markup face above previous highs, but we don't have that yet, so I can't really tell you. All right, boys, much love. I'm killing the stream so we don't go over. Catch you guys in Casper's stream later tonight. He'll be streaming on YouTube.